First, I want to thank you because I am a stage 4 cancer survivor, and in my darkest hours that a lot of people can't comprehend, you were there with me. Your voice, your everything, still to this day. I mean, discipline equals freedom is a common phrase in my family, over the most monumental to the most ridiculous things like letting the dog out at the same time, you know? So I want to thank you for that. With that being said, I have at one point planned my own funeral. Didn't think I was going to be here for my kids. You know, the worst part of anybody's dreams, you know, nightmares. And then to be at the place where I am right now, and not knowing, obviously I'm young, and you know what the future holds, nobody's naive, how you've been in those similar positions, just not health-wise, but you know, facing death and everything else. How do you switch from that mindset of, like you said, when things are going really bad, I'm freaking awesome. Like, I kick ass, like I really do. And then when things are kind of calm, I'm like, oh, what do I do now? Like, how am I gonna, you know, even when you were just saying like your last line, sometimes I think like you just speak to me, it's so creepy that, yeah. Like, my last chemo was Friday. I shouldn't be well today, but I am because I knew I had to be here. You know, so it's like stuff like that. And then when you said that, you know, at the end of your podcast that, you know, I'm gonna live life, I'm going to live my days. How did you get from that transition from, you know, possibly, I don't know if I'm gonna come out of this battle, I don't know if I'm gonna come home, to, okay, I'm here, life's freaking great, let's party. And then in between, like, did you have any, like, how did you do it? How did you get from the darkest places to the brightest places, and then bring everything? My problem is I want to bring, I've learned my lesson. Like, I've learned what I had to have learned now. And now to bring it forward with me, but not to let it define me, if that makes sense.
For me, and I actually gave this answer to Sam Harris, because Sam Harris said to me, you know, Jocko, you talk about combat as your fondest memories, and it, you know, the best thing that's happened in your life, it's the high point of your life, which is all true. And he said, but then you talk about war being awful. So which one is it? And I said to him, I said, have you ever known anyone that has had cancer? Terminal cancer. And made it through? Have you ever known anyone that's happened to? And he's like, yes. And I said, when you talk to them, many times, they say, I'm glad that this happened to me. Number one, because it proved I could take it. Number two, it's better me than one of my kids. And number three, now that I know how dark it can get, I truly appreciate the light in the world. That's what combat is and was for me. That's what it was. It was dark and horrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone, just like you wouldn't wish cancer on anyone. But if I can give them a little knowledge, a little bit of a glimpse into what it is, just like when you stand up here, people clap. When you said that, people are clapping because they get to see a little bit of it. And they go home tonight and they think, oh, what about that girl? What about that girl? She's fighting. She's living. And I'm gonna live too.
Maybe that's why I had to have cancer. That's how I look at things now.
I don't pretend to have the cognitive capacity to comprehend the mysteries of the world. But maybe you're right. And maybe you're here to let us know that it can get dark, but it will get light again.
Absolutely. And thank you.
Awesome.